Hey guys, what's going on? It's Spider. It's been quite a long time, hasn't it? I'm still in the same band, but we are now called NDZ. Three simple letters, NDZ. Check us out at facebook.com/NDZUSA official. We've got a record out now. It's out on iTunes, Google Play, Xbox Music, and it's not doing too horrible, so can't complain. I like it. But I actually have another harmonica review. It's been so long. The last one I did, I think, was the Blue Midnight. And I'm starting to sort of lose faith in Hohner. I don't question their quality. It's nothing like that. It's just that what I need to do now, price-wise, was totally inaccessible with Hohner. Because for the longest time, I feel I should explain this. For the longest time, I felt like harmonica was sort of solely a lead instrument, and I got to thinking, like, dude, wouldn't it be cool if you could play, like, rhythm parts on a harmonica? It turns out you can. There is such a thing, and it's called a chord harmonica. And when I heard that and looked at it, I was like, there's no way it's the C. Why am I red now? I don't know. But I was thinking there's no way it's as easy as I'm possibly thinking it is, like there's just chords. Sure enough, it is that easy. Now, it gets to the part where it's not so easy. It is not so easy on your fucking wallet. I looked at Honers, and I thought they used to make a few different ones. I'm pretty sure they used to make a smaller one. The only chord harmonica they sell now, it's a 48 chord. I think it's closer to like 60, honestly, but they sell it as a 48, and it's, I don't know, like 2 feet long, and in short, it's right now goes for $2,100. That's 2100 and cents. So obviously that was out of the question. I instead went and found a brand I've heard a lot about, but didn't know much about them, called Swan. Now, the harmonica people are, like, putting their heads down in disappointment right now, but you just let me finish. I had a Swan that somebody got me as a gift once. They're just like, oh, you play harmonica? Well, this is a harmonica. It was one of those really cheap Swans with the gold. Why am I out of focus? Fucking camera. Anyway, I keep moving and it's getting me out of focus, so just work with me here, okay? But it was one of those cheap, Swan 10-hole diatonics with the gold cover plates, and it was in the key of G, and, like, I had it for about a day, and I blew the reeds out. Like, I think the 2-blow reed, I just smoked it, and I was like, wow, Swan fucking sucks. But I looked at the specifications of that one on Swan's website versus what I was looking for, and in short, I sent them a couple emails and we went back and forth and told them I was primarily a Hohner guy and what I wanted to do, and through a long chain of events that I'm not comfortable going into too much detail on, I ended up with this. This is the Swan Compact Chord 48. Pretty much Swan's top of the line. And if this looks like a huge box, it's because it is a huge box. The box that this came in is absolutely stunning. I would take one of these for a harp over any of the hard Hohner cases, especially the MS series with the garbage, like the holes in the bottom. Like, what's the point? But strangely enough, it doesn't say Swan on it. It says, like, since I speak Spanish, to me that would be Tiane. But, but it's some sort of, I'm assuming Chinese, because Swan does come from China, but I've had some Chinese products that are pretty awesome. You just have to know what to look for. And the latches on here are pretty nice, too. Pretty solid latches, like a nice soft case, like something like a watch would come in almost. and it came with a nice little microfiber cleaning cloth. But you got to see this thing to believe it, because I didn't when I opened the case up. This is like half the size of the Honer one, but even so, this is the Swan Compact Chord 48. Now what you have here, two chord harps that are joined together with some fairly solid hinges, and each of them has 12 like blows and 12 draws, so 24 chords total. The top one is like your regular major chords, and then the bottom of that is some seventh chords. Like when you play those, to me, it reminds me of like a ragtime kind of feel. And the bottom one is where it gets really strange. It's a lot of stuff that I don't think I'll ever use. The blows on the bottom are like minors, which I do use a lot, and the draws are the chords are all like written on here above where they go, and it's pretty cool. I like it. But reading the bottom here, some of the chords: C sharp augmented, G sharp diminished seventh. Yeah, like that's, really fairly complex stuff that you might use in like an orchestra setting, which is normally what chord harps are used for. They normally are for like orchestras and sort of holding down a note rhythm, which is why I wanted one, because I think this has a lot of possibilities that haven't been explored before. So the way this is set up, it's got plastic combs, regular metal cover plates, and according to Swan, the reeds are brass and silver alloy, which is a new one. They're like 1.05s, I think, the same that are in the Hohner Meisterklasse. So it's a little more set up for like an orchestra or like classical playing, but regardless, it still does exactly what I want it to, which blew my mind, because I figured this isn't going to sound right, it's going to sound too weird, but no, it actually does what I want it to. The way it's set up, the plastic combs here, I'll try and zoom in on this so you can somewhat see each, each chord has 4 individual reeds, so 4 times 48, I don't know, I can't do that in my head, but it's a lot of reeds, individual reeds. But I will go ahead and play this so you can hear it. I'm going to play a part, like the chorus part of NDZ's song Leaving Town Tonight, just so you can kind of hear what this is like in, comparison to regular rock music instruments. So here it is. I'm still getting used to this because you got to jump all over the place. And with a particular riff like that, you're on the top here blowing, and then you have to jump to the bottom for the minor. So the one that we want right here is the B flat minor, so I'm going to try and get there. I can't get to it. I don't know it well enough yet. So you get the idea. I'm still figuring this out, and it's a completely different system from playing a regular diatonic harp. So it's, there's a big learning curve here, but at the same time, the notes are more familiar, like, because it's chords. So to somebody who's played guitar all their life, this makes a lot more sense. Because once you figure out the layout, I've got the layout of the top one down pretty well, but the bottom one I'm still learning. But I mean, once you figure out how it's arranged, it sort of explains itself. So the way it's set up, and I kind of like this, is each one goes like, I don't know if you guys know, like, punk kind of instrumentation, but you have what's called like a 1-4-5, 2-4-5, whatever you want to call it. I've seen it every different way, but in that way, it basically goes like 4-2-5 is the best way. So no matter where you go, the middle chord is your root, and then the other two sort of finish out like a typical 3 or 4 chord riff. So we'll take C here. So you see what's going on. You just sort of move around, and normally the most of the notes that you need are close together. I haven't tried doing like a blues kind of riff on this yet, so let's hear it. Let me see if I can make the jumps here. Yeah, I can't get it. It's gonna take some time. But if you notice, it's got like a really big, rich sort of sound to it. I can't really think of anything to compare it to. Like, I've heard that people compare them to accordions, but I have an accordion. I'm sort of embarrassed to say, but I do. And I don't think they really sound all that similar. It's like, if anything, this is more akin to like a big organ. So, that is mostly what this is. I'll go ahead and play some of the other things just so you can hear them, but I don't think they're like notes and chords that I would ever use. Like, doing the draws are on the first one, they're mostly sevenths, so to me it's like a ragtime, like... You know, like it's sort of ragtimey, and then the bottom, they're all minors. And then the draws on the bottom are just complete nonsense. It's like horror movie kind of stuff, you know, and that's, that last one was a B flat diminished seventh. Okay. But, yeah, this is my new toy. The Swan Compact Chord 48. It's exactly what I was looking for, and I want to thank Swan for hooking me up. Last thing I've got to show you here before I go. The microfiber cloth has the same logo as the case, which I thought was pretty cool. It was a nice little touch. And just go ahead, wipe it off, and everything is good. So that's what I got for you. The first one, I think, no, it's not the first one I've ever done that wasn't a honer, but the first one that wasn't sort of like, hey, look how weird this is, you know? And this is definitely weird, and it probably isn't for everyone, but I don't think I've ever been a traditional musician on any instrument. You know, you don't really teach me how to do something, you just point me in the right direction and let me figure out what I'm going to do, and I'll do something. But that's it. So, I'm Spider. I sing in the band NDZ. Check us out, facebook.com/NDZUSA official. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.